Okay, new chapter of Dandadan. Oh, no. Okay, let's talk. Dandadan's recent story arc has gotten complicated, let's say. Shrinking, amnesia, and love triangles, oh my. And I get why everybody would be upset at this. It can be hard to digest what's going on here as a reader. After all, ever since Okarun's confession, Momo and Okarun's feelings have kind of taken a back seat, and it can be frustrating that they just won't, you know, kiss. And there are a lot of feelings kicking about right now. And this video doesn't exist to undermine anybody's right to not enjoy anything. I just want to offer my perspective, because the recent arc has had some immense ups, and some downs, but I believe that this sequence has the potential to transform Dandadan's story and characters all for the better. Because everything that we're reading right now strikes to the heart of this series. This arc isn't about Momo and Okarun breaking apart, far from it. It's about proving that no matter the circumstances, they'll always find their way back to each other, and at the same time, show us that Aira and Jiji's love is real too, and that makes everything so much more painful, but also more meaningful. Because these love triangles aren't just about pushing back their love. It's an important stepping stone toward Momo and Okarun finally just admitting their love. And not just to each other, but to their friends. Just wait until I'm properly normal again. Back in chapter 166, which feels like a lifetime ago, Momo put her and Okarun's relationship on hold because she was shrunken down after leaving the Danmara board game, where Okarun professed his love to Momo in glorious fashion. But after she got big again, her memory was lost, or rather stolen along with her powers, and her memories of Okarun. Of everything they've done together, overcome together, their love together, and it was heartbreaking. However, there's a potential in it. The chance for Okarun to prove his love one final time by bringing her back from oblivion, to see parallels of what once was in what's happening now. The same moments are reimagined and restated as they get the chance to fall in love again and prove that it was more than just circumstance. And I covered this in a previous video on the subject. However, this hasn't occurred exactly how we imagined.
No. Wait. Wait.
Alright, okay, it's fine. Stay with me, breathe. It's fine. Are we good? Okay. And I actually think that this is totally fine. Now, before you start typing cope in the comments, let me just break down why I think this. Love triangles can be frustrating when they exist as a little more than just to cause friction for the main group, with a third wheel character that's kind of one-dimensional. But this isn't that. Love stories, Dandadan's love story, is about more than getting the girl as a form of wish fulfillment. Jiji and Aira are complicated characters with genuinely appealing traits. Jiji is protective, funny, and quite comforting. Aira is sweet, charming, and dedicated, and powerful, and firm, and smart, and a great leader, and I'm Aira glazing again. But above all, they offer something important and real to both Momo and Okarun. A genuine, valid, alternative option. And in overcoming that, both Momo and Okarun are choosing what they have, or choosing what they had, instead. This is their chance to make a choice in each other again. To show us the depth of their feelings and of their characters. Sometimes I feel like I'm going crazy because I feel that all of this is in service to Momo and Okarun's love in the end. And it also gives us a chance to understand more about Aira and Jiji's feelings as well. And maybe take a chance to feel for them too. Because their love is real. And that kills me. I can't express to what degree my heart aches for Aira's situation. Aira sees this group date as the chance to finally get close to Okarun. After so long of him holding her advances at arm's length, she's ready to show him her best side. And she does a pretty awesome job of it. As the two of them chat in the sweet shop, the conversation is natural. It's not overtly romantic, yet, but it's friendly, like genuinely friendly. And this is kind of a big deal. So much of Aira's character development has been about moving away from being superficial. Almost the entirety of her life has been built up on some degree of superficiality. Being the best in her hobbies, in aesthetic, and climbing the social hierarchy leaves little room for being genuine. It's all about being seen to be the best. To be seen as perfect, without ever being truly seen, hiding behind a mask. Despite the fact that she's an icon, someone who's always been surrounded with people, she's always lacked connection, because she's so deeply invested in being disconnected. Deeply rooted in her desire to be someone that her mother could be proud of. A mission that has distorted her ability to earnestly connect with people. We see how quickly everybody abandons her in school when the cracks in this perfection start to show, after she admitted to lying about Momo. The point is that Aira's lonely. She's always been kind of alone. Until she met Okarun. He tried to save her despite all of the wrong that she had done. And to Aira, this is so important as it showed that maybe this guy, this dog, saw her as more than just an icon. Saw her as the flawed person that she is, but still saw value in her. As she attempted to get closer to Okarun, she only committed to it in a somewhat superficial capacity, minimizing her true personality to become a cookie-cutter perfect girl for him. It's all that she knows. But she learns, she grows, and now she's more confident in her relationship with him, and doesn't really want to be seen for the cookie cutter. Doesn't want to be seen for the facade. When visiting the dinosaur exhibit, she tells Okarun the truth. That she isn't really that into dinosaurs. She stayed up all night studying about them, knowing that they'd likely go to this exhibit so that she would have something to talk about with him. She chooses to be vulnerable, to tell him the truth, not defaulting to her false persona, but choosing to show herself for who she really is. A truth that she beats herself up for in the moment. All that she had to do was go with the flow and say that she's crazy about dinosaurs. That's what his perfect girl would do, isn't it? And he's losing interest, isn't he? All because she isn't his perfect girl, a geek who loves dinosaurs. But she chose to ignore that. To quiet that voice, to accept her insufficiencies in favor of being honest with him. Because she wants him to know her for her, not the false projection that she's put in place to be seen as perfect. She's flawed. She's human, and she wants somebody to love her for those flaws, because they are the real her. She wants him to see the real her. And he's demonstrated that he can do this before. When fighting the Tulpas way back in the Evil Eye arc, Aira grew stronger. She fought and overcame her weaknesses through pushing through. Fighting harder than ever before, not coming from a place of superficiality, but from her actual, internal, her flawed self. She failed to protect Momo and uses her failure to fuel and achieve success now. A powerful act. And after the fight, Okarun sees this. He highlights her strength. Not external things like beauty or grace, but her strength, her personhood. Back then, she didn't know what to say. Didn't know what to do, so she froze on the spot, knowing that she should hide her vulnerability and cover it with praise for him. But this meant everything to someone like her, someone who's only ever been seen for perfection. Here, she's being seen, being loved for her imperfections, her flawed nature. And just like then, is just like now. She can't lie to him, and he sees her, because he wanted to impress them, to impress her too. Researching dinosaurs in the exact same way, and he is amazed that they were so similar. It's within her brazenly taking a chance to show off her vulnerability that she was able to finally connect with him. He sees past the projection, beyond the walls that she put up, and strikes to the heart of Aira, the real Aira. and he tells her it's because of her inner self, her inner beauty, that she's perfect. And right here, right now, he feels close to her. And it's everything. Everything that she's ever wanted and needed from somebody, from him. The acknowledgement that her vulnerabilities are valuable. That she doesn't need to be perfect to be perfect. What makes this entire thing really hit home is how beautifully rendered this scene is. Aira's feelings are genuine. I believe that she truly loves Okarun, and this scene doesn't minimize that just because it's a love triangle. I mean, so much of her new self, her growth, could have only been spurred on through Okarun, which isn't really dissimilar from Momo. Simply reducing this wonderful character moment for her down to love triangle stuff minimizes her feelings, her journey. It's not told through the lens of just Momokarun. Tatsu gives us a scene that is undeniably romantic, and we can empathize with Aira here. And it's within letting ourselves feel for Aira that we can understand how important this moment is for Okarun as well. Because it's only by grasping the complexity of these feelings, of truly putting ourselves into Aira's shoes, that we can understand the weight of Okarun's choice. As she is knocked by the crowd, she falls towards Okarun, pressing against his chest. We can see how far Okarun has come from this guy into the guy that he is now. He doesn't panic, he doesn't pull away because of physical contact, and immediately pivots to making sure that she's okay, that she's safe. And Aira takes another chance, dares to be more exposed and more vulnerable than ever, grabbing his hand, holding his hand. She asks him for his protection, to hold her close now. She's safe with him, she knows it. With the bright lights that surround them offering incandescent illumination amid all of this twilight, they walk together, hand in hand. Look, a captain always goes down with his ship, and nothing will get me to abandon Momokarun. But come on, dude, you can't tell me this isn't the sweetest stuff you ever did see. The parallels to Momo and Okarun's first handhold are clear, undeniable even, and that is by design. Because that is the point. This is Okarun's off-ramp. Another question posed to him by the universe. Is Momo Ayase worth denying all of this? And we've been here before. This arc is about parallels, about doing things again, re-experiencing similar questions and themes from this new perspective. When Vamola first showed up, a beautiful alien girl looking to marry Okarun, this gave him his off-ramp. If he was looking for just anyone to love him, he could have chosen Vamola then and there. To abandon the hard path towards Momo, one with no guarantee of success for a girl that was perfect for him once upon a time. But he chose Momo. And so here we are again, the tides of fate crash against him once more, looking to erode his will with a more tempting offer this time. Aira's love is deeper, their connection is clearer. There's no guarantee that Momo's memories with him will return. And once again, that is the hard path. And so here it is, his chance to make a choice. Possibility or perfection. The dream of a see you tomorrow, or the reality of today. Momo Ayase, or Aira Shiratori. And this is the point of the love triangle. It's not just to serve as a wrench to throw in the works of the romantic pairing between Momo and Okarun, it's to force the main character to choose. Each of these women show him two sides to himself, each one resonating with these girls in different ways. Momo Ayase is the woman that awoke him from that sleepwalk that he used to call life. She saved him. But Aira offers him something too. A surefire guarantee of reciprocated affection, without having to put in so much work just to wrestle it from her. A chance to explore love in a new way. Accepting the potential in Aira isn't a betrayal of Okarun's love to Momo. Far from it. It only serves to strengthen it. Because overcoming this opportunity only means something if you accept that this could be amazing for him. choosing to not pursue it, to not reciprocate Aira's feelings in favor of maybe being able to win back Momo's heart shows how goddamn much Momo means to this guy. It's an acceptance that it was never just about falling in love, because feeling love is meaningless if he isn't feeling it for her. Now is the time that Okarun needs to make a choice, just like he did back then, for himself, for Momo, but also for Aira, to let her go and release her from her own feelings, her own hopeless hopes. Letting ourselves enjoy this romantic moment for what it means to Aira adds weight to this decision. It shows Okarun's strength of character. It lets us understand Aira's heart, as well as to anticipate how heartbreak's sharp sting will tear that heart to pieces. One day. Jiji's relationship with Momo is a bit more nuanced in this arc, and overall a little less clear, as all things with Momo tend to be. But it also serves an important role in understanding the conflict for them, as well as how this love triangle speaks to the heart of these two characters. So let's get something off the table. Jiji likes Momo a lot. I mean, he's in love with her. Since his introduction in the Cursed House arc, his feelings have simmered, but not in the same capacity as Aira's. You see, where Aira's projected front demanded that she was forward with how she felt from the beginning, Jiji's always been a bit more subtle, and we see this here. In the same way that Momo and Jiji first bonded over shared nostalgia for sweet shops on the train, so too are they bonding over that here as well. It's a nostalgia that the two of them share from shared childhood, one that Okarun is unable to break through. Because Jiji's the only person Momo actually remembers. He was her crush during childhood, and he's a comfort because of that. Jiji doesn't just come out and make his feelings obvious, because he doesn't have that kind of confidence in himself. He struggles to be anything more than a joker, and this role offers him a sort of plausible deniability in his feelings. The capacity to say and do things without the emotional backlash of rejection. When he suggests to Momo that they are on a date, she rejects it, refusing to call it anything more than just hanging out as friends. He teases her, attempting to have her admit it, but he doesn't press, which is a great trait, one that I love about Jiji. He understands boundaries when it comes to the serious stuff. He's painfully aware of how people might respond to his actions, so he acts to be constantly disarming. However, with Momo, he wants something deeper, something more, to be seen as more than just a joker. He literally spells this out to Momo during the Space Globalist arc, as he offers her comfort, so that she can sleep through the night without the gaze of Reiko Kashima, telling her that he can't help but joke around with her, otherwise he wouldn't be able to speak to her at all. There's an undeniable sweetness to it, but above all, it shows that Jiji's humor is disarming, relaxing, and it offers people the space to ease up. The respite that he offers her has reverberations to now. As they walk through the aquarium, Jiji points out that she seems happier. She tries to pretend that she was totally fine before, but he sees through this facade. And Momo peers back at him through her defenses to tell him that he does bring a certain peace to her mind. The constant tension that she feels inside, the internal whirlwind of anxiety, he quietens it. And that anxiety is Momo. Well, an early version of Momo at least. She's always struggled to be open out of fear of what that might bring, how people might know her and then reject that. She deflects, she's defensive, way back at the start of the manga. The version of Momo that we have now due to all of the amnesia, that version of Momo couldn't even bring herself to be seen as Okarun's friend in public. Scared of how she may be seen, of how insulting her would insult him through her, and scared of the feelings that she was starting to conjure up inside. Because Momo is a searcher. She's searching for her Kentakakura? Maybe. But most importantly, Momo is searching for somebody to quiet that fear inside, that anxiety, the one that came along with being mocked for her true self, the version that loves ghosts and learns to love the occult. And that fear is a fear of herself, of reaching out and being shot down. She found comfort in Okarun before, but now she's not so certain. And seeing Okarun, a guy that she's starting to maybe kind of like, flirting with Aira, was way too much. When Momo sees something that her heart can't take, she rejects it. We've seen it before, so many times. And as that jealousy creeps its way into her heart, she convinces herself that she doesn't like him. Not one bit. Grabbing Jiji instead. As a distraction. It's a bit unfair on him, I suppose. But feelings are scary, man. Especially as her memory loss makes her more vulnerable than ever. It's sort of Momo's worst nightmare. And let's face it, things haven't really gone Okarun's way. Backing away from his request for a date in the face of all of his friends was a mistake, because he seems like a liar. A parallel that we can follow back to the Serpo arc. Okarun's lies back then hurt her a lot too, which caused her to deny, to reject and refute the feelings brewing inside, appealing to gazing at the denizens of the ocean to calm herself. And just like then is just like now. Staring at the fish in the aquarium, Jiji represents certainty, comfort. Grabbing her hand, he demonstrates this by anticipating exactly what she might say, an understanding of her heart. Momo has never been more conflicted, but I don't think that she feels anything amounting to love here. Jiji is just a bastion of comfort. His feelings shine through, and we see a side of Jiji that is undeniably important, which is his big heart, but I don't think that Momo feels the same. And what upsets me about how people are talking about Jiji is that he's not the kind of guy to take advantage of Momo. He's so selfless overall and pretty sensitive. He's the guy who surrenders his body to let a little boy have the chance to play for the first time in his life. He's the guy who stays up all night to let somebody else sleep. I think that while he obviously wants more from Momo, what really matters is that feeling of comfort. And I kind of hope that he's able to do something selfless here as well. I believe that he's more aware of Momo and Okarun's feelings than we realise. And maybe he's ready to let his own feelings go in servitude of that. Because like us, I feel like on some level he must know what they have. What they had is real love. I know that all of this feels so wrong. And it's supposed to. Like Momo, all of this gives me such tension in my chest. And I kind of love that. Feeling for characters, understanding and empathizing with their love, that's the whole reason that I read Dandadan. While Momo and Okarun are always going to be first place, I can't help but get lost in Aira's sweet advances or feel compassion for Jiji's kind comfort. But above all of this is still about Momo and Okarun. Another final chance to prove that they're dedicated to this thing that came out of nowhere. Even if, just for now, it's the echo of a memory. Giving them both tempting, sweet, honest alternative options, and still having them choose each other, that's the point. While also tying up loose ends. Jiji and Aira's feelings have lingered in the background for so long, and now it's the time to finally set them free from this purgatory. For Okarun to turn down Aira, for Jiji to accept that it's not meant to be. But to get there, Momo and Okarun need to overcome all of this temptation. These are the tests. The two final great tests for our protagonists to work out, to choose once and for all. Who do you want to be? Through asking them who they love. Okarun has changed, yes, but he still needs to prove he's that same man. Not just the man who would do anything to become stronger, but also the same guy who would stammer over his words. The dork that she first fell in love with. Just like when Kinta and Okarun faced down Hase, it was by finding and accepting that part of himself, the part he rejected, the nerd who was seen as just no one. Accepting that is what won him the day. And that's the boy that she fell in love with. And despite how much he's changed, we need to see how much he stayed the same too. Not the kind of guy who would trick her into going on a date, but the kind of guy who would sit and talk about ghosts and aliens. After all, in this arc, Momo and Okarun have never been closer than when they were just chatting about mummies at the museum. And this is where they have always connected. Private places, hidden spaces. But maybe that's not enough anymore. That's what these love triangles prove. Hiding feelings is one of the worst things you can do to yourself, to those that you care for. And they can't keep hiding their love away from prying eyes, because these secrets hurt Aira, hurt Jiji, and now is the time to remove doubt, to focus on winning Momo's heart again. She needs him to find her, to help her unlock her true inner self once more, just like he did back then, reigniting her memory to save her. All while dragging forward all of these early moments from Dandadan for us to re-experience. But more importantly than that, we need to be ready to let go of the past, to revisit it once more and move on to something new. New moments, new memories, for everybody to see. No stolen seconds in a tunnel, no pretenses of it being called out, no dreaming of confessions. It's time that everybody knows that these two are crazy about each other, and I know that they'll choose each other again. Who cares if there are aliens or ghosts, powers or not? It's them. It's always been them, and it will be them again. And that's why this arc took away everything. Memories, powers, confidence and certainty, to ask one final question. If everything was erased, would they dare to fall in love again?